wrestling world. It's your boy, Mr. Still Your Dibs. And my host from another, Tantalizing Tony, has something personal to take care of today. He will not be joining us after he lost the YouTube Championship and the TWF Championship in a match last night. So, um, Tantalizing Tony, we send out our condolences to you, brother. Hopefully, you can regain your titles sometime in the near future. But anyway, everybody that's joining the show, that's watching, thank y'all for tuning in. Send your comments, questions, statements, anything that you want to ask about WrestleMania week, WrestleMania itself, or any other shows like TCW, the Impact Show, Ring of Honor. Ask your questions. I will answer them since Analyzer Tony is not able to join us today. So what's up, LTK? How you doing, my brother? Good to see you. But let's get right into it, everyone. WrestleMania has come and gone. Um, it was a great 5 days I got to spend in Dallas. I got to see people that I haven't seen in a long time. Some I haven't seen since WrestleMania 34 to be exact. So it was um it was a great time. Favorite match from the entire weekend slash all promotions. Favorite match I saw in person or favorite match I saw on TV? Which one? I'll give it to you right now. Favorite match that I saw in person was Bianca and Becky. Favorite match I saw on TV was definitely the Briscoes versus FTR. I got to pick which one was the best matchup the entire weekend. I'm going Briscoes and FTR. That's what I'm going with LTK. Um, got to hang out with Tantalizing Tony and Kira Mania and other friends. We went to a bunch of shows together. We went to GCW, we went to WrestleCon, of course, WrestleMania. So we hung out the whole weekend. But like I said, I got to see people that I haven't seen in a couple years due to the pandemic. Of course, you meet new people. Also, it's just one big old festival for WrestleMania, and I was happy to be around people. Great to be in a full capacity stadium, as in AT&T Stadium, and it was just a great time. I enjoyed it. Get to see the Undertaker go into the Hall of Fame on SmackDown. That was just phenomenal. That was the best Hall of Fame speech I ever saw in person in regards to the WWE Hall of Fame. Undertaker. That was just phenomenal, man. I can't stop thinking about that. Um, DCW put on some good shows, especially the Blood Sports show with Moxley and Suzuki, to name a few. For the coach, um, Shane Taylor Promotions taking on Hitmakers known as Hit Row, without Swerve. That was also another great match. You have all these festivities going all around WrestleMania. It was just wonderful, and I really can't wait until I'm back at WrestleMania again next year in Los Angeles. I think we have 356 days until WrestleMania. Yes, the countdown has begun. But let's get into WrestleMania itself. Let's talk about some of the matches that were on the card for Saturday and Sunday. I'll start with Roman versus Brock Lesnar. Um, I was impressed. It was nothing but action and nonstop action between two big guys, which I like. I like hard hitting. Brock going through the barricade. We got spears in the ring. We got F5s. Just nonstop. Wasn't a long match, but the right decision to put Roman over was made. It's kind of like I compare it to Stone Cold having two wins over The Rock, and then The Rock gets his win finally over Stone Cold at WrestleMania. This is the same thing. Their third time going at it at WrestleMania. Roman gets the win. Roman is the face of the company. Brock isn't always at shows, and as you see now, he's back on break. Right decision was made to have Roman as the winner and your new undisputed WWE champion. So Great match. I loved it. But let's go on to what I think was the best match of the entire WrestleMania. Like I said, Bianca versus Becky. And to me, the story that was told in the ring was just phenomenal. Becky Lynch dominated this whole match. It made sense due to what happened on Monday Night Raw when Bianca cut her hair. So you have an angry Becky that just want to kick ass, pretty much. And Becky beat and beat and put a beat down on Bianca. If you think I'm lying, go look up some pictures of Bianca's left eye, swollen shut, black and blue. But the resilience that Bianca showed, the perseverance that she showed to continue to fight, to show the world that it takes more than what Becky was doing to beat her was phenomenal in itself. And think about all of the kickouts that both of them had, near 3 count falls, and they're kicking out, and the crowd is just erupting. The crowd was in this match the entire time. Not once did the crowd get lost in this match. They were in this match the entire time. And we're telling a story that goes back to SummerSlam. To SummerSlam, when Bianca lost in 26 seconds. So long-term storytelling, it still exists. They put it into this matchup here with Bianca and Becky. And I salute the WWE for putting Bianca over because, like I said, they need more female stars. You just can't have the Charlottes, the Sashas, the Beckys, the Baileys, and the Oscars. You need more. You need more to make this women's division credible. And Bianca is on her way. To me, she's there now with those guys. She's at the top level with them. You got to get Rhea Ripley over. You got to get Lacey Evans over. Make this division more credible. But Bianca and Becky, best matchup on the WrestleMania card. Now, moving on to Charlotte versus Ronda. In my opinion, I am done with this matchup. I'm done with this rivalry. Uh, to me, I wasn't looking forward to it. And the first half of the match, the crowd at WrestleMania wasn't even into the match at all. Not at all. They were saying stuff. They had about 2 fights break out a couple sections down from where I was sitting. A couple fights broke out. The crowd wasn't even into this matchup, but they did regain the interest of the crowd later on in the match. I was shocked that Ronda didn't get the victory. I was shocked. So think about this. Ronda's been a part of 3 WrestleManias, and Ronda Rousey has lost 2 of those. She's 1-2. So I didn't see this happening. I wanted Charlotte to win, but didn't think it would happen. Charlotte gets the win, and of course, they're going to keep this feud going at WrestleMania Backlash. Maybe that's when Ronda gets the win. But moving on, how many of you all were impressed by Stone Cold Steve Austin? Stone Cold is 57 years old, and Stone Cold looked phenomenal. Now, I have to give Kevin Owens a lot of credit. He protected Stone Cold, didn't risk type of injury to Stone Cold. But Stone Cold looked strong. I was heavily impressed. I thought he would look slow, maybe lost a step. None of that. And the type of match that they did was just incredible because he didn't take a lot of falls, didn't take a lot of bumps. Yeah, he a couple, but not a lot due to just protecting him. And you look at the match again, you can see when Kevin Owens to the clothesline or threw him into the barricade, it wasn't hard. Not at all. Because, he does have that hurt neck still. But I was heavily impressed. To me, that was the biggest pop of the night for Stone Cold Steve Austin. And if this is his last match, way to go out. Way to go out. You got your farewell match. You got to win, and the crowd gave you the longest ovation from end of the match to the end of your celebration. I salute Stone Cold because man, that was impressive. That was heavily impressive. And he did give the two fingers at the top of the stage, which he wasn't supposed to. That came out in an article that they didn't want him to do that. But Stone Cold, said, "Hell on that. I'm sticking to my character. That's what I do, and I'm going to do that." So yeah, I totally agree, Curvin Abreu. Yes, it was a better return match than what Stone Cold and what Shawn Michaels had at Crown Jewel. That was a crap show in itself. That match at Crown Jewel. But yeah, Stone Cold was phenomenal. Now, McAfee versus Austin Theory. Um, Many people who have seen Pat Theory in the NXT ring, his match against Adam Cole and his War Games match against the Undisputed Era, y'all should know Pat McAfee is an athlete. He is a one of a kind athlete, and he's only 34 years old. I thought he was older than that, but he's 34. So I already knew of his in ring ability, and he has a ring at home. He's always training in the wrestling ring, and now his dream come true to wrestle at WrestleMania against the future Austin Theory, the future of WWE without a doubt. Now, I didn't think it made sense for Pat McAfee to get a win over Austin Theory because Pat McAfee is an announcer, number one. He's going to have more matches, but he won't be wrestling all the time. Austin Theory is your future. Let Austin Theory get the win. And think about this. If you heard the pop that Pat McAfee got, if you heard the crowd going along with the Seven Nation Army song that Pat came out to, Austin Theory wins that match. He has the biggest heat on him going forward. And to me, with him lining up with Kennedy McMahon, that would make the most sense. Get heat on this guy from the fans that put him over. Make him one of the most hated guys within the WWE universe. Austin Theory could have won that match. Vince McMahon could have gotten the ring. They start attacking Pat McAfee, and then Stone Cold comes out and saves Pat McAfee. I don't think you had to do another match with Vince and Kennedy McMahon against Pat McAfee, and Vince and Kennedy McMahon gets the win, and then Stone Cold comes out. I think creative did that wrong. Pat could have gotten the loss, and they just attacked him. But that's another story for another day. That was a great match. You have to give credit to Austin Theory. He looked great. Pat McAfee also looked great. And we'll see Pat in the ring again. Trust me on that. But Pat gets the win. I disagree with it, but it is what it is. But the pop he got was phenomenal. Phenomenal. He is so over with the crowd. And to me, I've said it before, he is the best thing to happen to Michael Cole since Taz. That is the best chemistry Michael Cole has had with anybody since Taz. So Pat is just gold. Pat is gold, and I hope he's there to stick around for a long time. Everybody, keep your questions coming, keep your comments coming. I'm Mr. Steal Dibs. Like I said earlier, Tantalizing Tony, he lost the TWF championship last night in a match, so that's why he's not able to be with us. So we send out our condolences to him. Now, I want people here to give Seth Rollins the credit he deserves. Seth Rollins is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he doesn't get enough credit from the wrestling community. He doesn't. Plain and simple. Most of the people knew Cody Rhodes was going to be his opponent. I, for some reason, thought it was going to be a swerve, and Shane comes back, and the crowd put the hell out of Shane. But no, Cody Rhodes was Seth Rollins' opponent, and what a ovation, what a pop for Cody. Welcome back home to the WWE where you belong. and you get to stay in character as the American Nightmare, and you get to use the downstage song still. Uh, Thank you, Vince McMahon. Thank you. Um, what can you say about this match? It was phenomenal. Phenomenal from both guys. You know, two of the best in the world, Seth and Cody, one on one. Hopefully, we can see this in the future. But they put on a phenomenal match on night one of WrestleMania 38, and I'm glad I'm glad that Cody got the match with Seth. Everybody's calling Seth Mr. WrestleMania now, the current Mr. WrestleMania, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. But um, I would have liked to see this feud continue again, but I'm good with a one-time match for right now at WrestleMania between Seth and Cody. And I'm glad Cody is back home, to be honest with you. But great match between the two, great storytelling. You can't say nothing negative about this match. Women's tag match, I don't have much to say about it. I thought it was a okay match, but um, for Sasha to finally get her first victory at WrestleMania, and for Sasha to get the pinfall, to me, was long overdue. Long overdue. Sasha should have been had a win. And if they weren't going to give Sasha a win, you got to create a story about this losing streak Sasha was going to be on. But I'm happy for Sasha. She finally got her WrestleMania moment that she's wrongfully deserved. So congratulations to Sasha, Naomi, first black women's tag team champions in the WWE. Congrats to both of them. Edge and AJ put on a great show. Wonderful match. I just don't know if you needed Damian Priest to pop up outside that ring. I don't know. Maybe he could have popped up on Monday Night Raw and we start this faction. I would have loved for that match to stay clean, but it is what it is. Regardless of the fact that Damian Priest coming to ringside, it was still a great match between the two. Um, More than likely, we'll get this match again at WrestleMania Backlash. Tomorrow night we get not Edge, excuse me, Damian Priest versus AJ Styles. But another great match from Edge and AJ. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have to give credit where credit is due. Logan Paul. Logan Paul was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Logan Paul started off a little bit stiff, but just a little bit. But everything got smooth later on throughout the match. Logan Paul looked great in the match. I don't care what anybody says. If you disagree, I'll strongly disagree with you. Logan Paul looked phenomenal. He did a hell of a job in that ring, told a great story, and then, did the little shoulder shimmy like Guerrero. Man, you, you can't say anything bad about what Logan Paul did in the ring. Not at all. I was hella impressed. Look, people, that's 2 years in a row with celebrities, okay, who put on a good show in a wrestling ring. Bad Bunny and now Logan Paul. I'll get to Johnny Knoxville in a second. But that was phenomenal. They got the victory, and I see him come back against The Miz, but I still think everybody's going to boo him. I know I will. But great, great in-ring performance and wrestling debut by Logan Paul. Now, the Jackass match with Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. All I can say, it was entertaining. It was entertaining because you got to see the Jackass characters do what they do that you see on TV in their movies with the mouse traps on the table, Wee Man hiding under the ring doing what he does, the big hand, the giant mouse trap. Johnny Knoxville got um a fireworker remote control in his hand. Um, I mean, he had a stun gun, all that stuff. It was entertaining. Yes, yes, Kervin Abreu, a comedy match. You are exactly right. Entertaining, had the crowd laughing, and I couldn't think of anybody else they could have put in that match with Johnny Knoxville and Sammy. I think Sammy's the right person, but very entertaining. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm not gonna diss the match because it was funny. It was funny. It was better than what I thought it would be, to be honest with you. So hats off to Johnny Knoxville, the Jackass crew, and to Sami Zayn for putting on an entertaining match. Now let's move on to other stuff that happened throughout WrestleMania week. Ring of Honor had a show. They had a show, and I would have loved to go to Ring of Honor, but I was stuck on to SmackDown in the Hall of Fame. Maybe next year I'll be at Ring of Honor. I did not want to miss the Briscoes taking on FTR. The build-up of this matchup through social media was just stupendous. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably saw the match of the year so far between the Briscoes and FTR. Back and forth beat down between each other, the storytelling, it was phenomenal. It's a match I can go sit down in my living room and watch again and again and again. That's how good that match was. FTR got the win. Got the win. And I feel that FTR doesn't get to display their skills enough and show the world how great of a tag team they are in AEW. And WWE, we didn't see it enough. We saw it in NXT more than WWE itself. But FTR displayed why they were the best. And if I have to name, my opinion, the best tag teams in the world, I have the Briscoes in there. I have the Young Bucks. I have the Usos. I have FTR, and I have um the Lucha Brothers. That's my five top tag teams in the world. New Day is good, but they're just entertaining. Other than that, in WWE, what other tag teams can you say are the best in the world? I mean, yeah, I guess maybe you could put Riddle and RK Bro in there, but I just don't think they're as good as the five that I named. But um, those five being said, tag team match so far this year, and as of right now, it's the match of the year. Also, I want to give props to Speedball, Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey was the busiest wrestler that weekend. Mike Bailey wrestled every day from Thursday to Sunday. And let's not forget about Friday. He did 4 shows that day. He did a GCW show, a New Japan Pro Wrestling show. He also did the Ring of Honor show, and then did the um Impact show at night. 4 shows. Thursday, he did Bloodsport. He did the Lucha versus the World show also. Mike Bailey, Speedball, was the busiest wrestler that weekend. Um, and if you haven't seen Mike Bailey ever in action on Impact or whatever, you can check Mike Bailey out. You can check him out. Um, Ninja Mac was also there, another busy guy. I would love to see Ninja Mac versus Mike Bailey in a match. I would love to see that. If they had a match already, I gotta go find it because that's 2 guys that can really deliver. To be honest with you, but all that being said, WrestleMania has come to an end. 356 more days until WrestleMania in Los Angeles. I cannot wait. I want to thank everybody who tuned in, who had questions and comments. I thank you all. I appreciate you all. Um, we come back next week. Tantalizing Tony will be back on, even though he's a little hurt right now for being defeated. You know, hey, he has to get back into the ring and train You want to stay champion like me. Anyway, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'm Mr. Steal Your Dibs. Until next time,